Alright, so let me paint this picture for y'all of what's about to go down. Last night, a dead animal ended up in my front yard. When I say dead animal, I mean a farm animal. A chicken or a rooster or something. I don't know. I'm a city boy. I don't know a chicken from a rooster from a damn pigeon. But a chicken is dead in my front yard, about 20 feet away from the front door. Now, apparently it was murdered by a fox. See, we live in a rural suburb of outside of Atlanta. And there's a lot of wildlife around there. Deer in the yard every night. You see raccoons, you see stuff like that. And you see foxes occasionally. Apparently my daughter was pulling in last night, pulling up the driveway, and saw a fox that was engaging with some other thing in the front yard. And apparently the fox murdered the chicken. But the fox didn't drag it off, and then it just bit its head off, literally, and left the carcass there in the front yard. So, of course, this freaked out my wife, who said, there is no way in hell you're gonna leave a dead chicken in the front yard with no head on it. And she's like, look, you need to get a shovel or some gloves or whatever and throw it in a bag and dispose of it. Now, that sounds simple enough. That seems simple enough, but the problem is I don't think she understands the man that she married many years ago. I don't with dead animals. I don't give a damn if it's a mouse, if it's a Rottweiler, if it's a fucking leopard. I don't deal with dead animals. So I called animal control this morning, and they said that ain't something we do. Matter of fact, the dude who answered the phone, I told him what was going on. He said, hell, just you just go grab it and throw it back in the yard, back in the back of the yard somewhere. I'm like, bro, I don't think you understand. I'm a city boy. I don't do dead animals. I don't pick up shit and just throw it in the back of the yard. So I'm on my way home now. I was looking for a crackhead, not even gonna lie. I called around to a couple of people I know that live in crack-infested areas, or, areas where if you were gonna find a crackhead, you may find a crackhead. And I asked them, hey man, you know anybody walking around that might want to make $25? So I got a job for them if they do. Now the downside of that is I would have to go pick up said crackhead, and I would have to put said crackhead in the car with me, which I also don't want to do, because, crackheads. So now my wife has called me back and said, look, you need to get home and get this thing out of the yard before the vultures come and start picking away at it, and we just have a whole scenario going on in the front yard. So now I have to figure out, because if I go and try to remove this thing myself, now my stepdad said he would come and get it, but I had to come pick him up. See, I ain't driving over there. He said, you got to come pick me up. He's 82, but he's from the country. And, chickens and all that kind of stuff ain't no big deal to him. But my wife already told me, she said, I swear to God, if you bring another man over here to deal with this, I'm going to look at you some kind of way. To which I also said, look, you can look at me however you want to look at me. If I go out there and try to touch that dead animal and I start throwing up, then you're going to be looking at me some kind of way. And I'm going to be sick. So I'm about to go to Home Depot, and I'm going to try to find me some type of a device that has like one of them stick things that you pick up trash with. I'm going to see if they got one of them. I'm going to try to find that in a box. So I'm going to go and I'm going to set the box next to the carcass. I'm going to use the device thing to try to grab it and lift it up and drop it in the box and try not to throw up. I have a feeling my kids will be videoing this whole event, hoping and praying desperately that I throw up and that they catch it on video so that they can ridicule me into eternity. Yeah, because these are the kids I have. Stay tuned.